Mumia, king of the Wanga. Long ago, in the land of the Wanga people, a baby prince was born. His name was Mumia, son of King Shiundu and Queen Wamanya. But 5 of Mumia's brothers and sisters had already passed away as babies. The elders feared evil spirits, so they placed tiny Mumia by the roadside, as custom demanded, to see if he would survive. A kind man named Abamia found him unharmed and returned him to his parents. Mumia grew up like other Wanga children, herding cattle, hunting, wrestling with friends, and learning proverbs. He was tall, slender, and had a deep voice. Though shy with strangers, he showed great courage. By age 18, he had killed both a lion and a leopard. But King Shiundu thought Mumia was too timid to be king. He planned for Mumia's older brother, Luta, to take the throne. The king believed Luta was a stronger warrior and a better leader. This deeply worried Queen Wamanya, who loved Mumia and feared for his safety under Luta's rule. Determined to protect her son, Queen Wamanya devised a clever plan. She secretly told the king that Luta was plotting to seize the throne by force. The king, trusting his wife, became furious with Luta and, in his anger, disowned him, banishing him from the royal court. As King Shiundu lay dying, he called for Mumia. His voice was weak, but his eyes were clear. "My son," he whispered, "the world is changing. Strange men with skin the color of the afternoon sun will come. Do not fight them with spears, for their sticks spit fire. Fight them with words, with wisdom. A kingdom that bends like a reed in the wind will survive the storm." After Shiundu passed, Mumia became the 17th Nabongo. During a grand ceremony, he was presented with the royal regalia. Most sacred of all was omukasa, a royal bracelet made of copper and reeds. It was believed to hold the spirit of the Wanga Kingdom. As it was slipped onto his wrist, the elders declared, "You are now one with the people. Their joys are your joys. Their sorrows are your sorrows." As king, Mumia was fair, generous, and loved by his people. He listened to everyone, even common villagers. To protect his kingdom, he built alliances with Swahili and Arab traders, and later with the British, always remembering his father's words. Under his leadership, the Wanga Kingdom stretched far, from today's Jinja in Uganda to Naivasha in Kenya, with Mumias as its capital. But this power came at a great cost. The alliances with Arab traders, who dealt in slaves, and the British, who wanted to conquer the land, created deep wounds. Mumia's warriors, armed with new guns, joined the British in fierce battles against neighboring communities like the Bukusu. To these other communities, Mumia was not a unifier, but an ally of their enemies, and this created bitterness that would last for generations. Following his father's advice, Mumia chose diplomacy with the British. In 1913, they made him Paramount Chief, giving him authority over many other chiefs in East Africa. The Wanga prospered. Mumia even became the first Luhya to own a motor vehicle and motorcycle. But over time, the British grew suspicious of his power. They began to see his great influence, not as a help, but as a threat to their own control. The British started to ignore Mumia's advice. They appointed new chiefs who did not respect Wanga traditions. Mumia felt betrayed. He wrote letters of protest to the colonial governor, but his words were like stones dropped in a deep well. They made no ripple. The disagreements grew worse. In 1926, the British forced Mumia to retire. They took away his title of Paramount Chief and moved the capital to Kakamega. Though he was never put in chains, he felt like a prisoner in his own land, his authority confined to his home village. Even after losing political power, Mumia remained respected by his people. He was known as jovial and fair, with many wives and children to keep the Wanga royal line strong. On April 24, 1949, Mumia passed away at nearly 100 years old. After Nabongo Mumia's long journey ended, his son, Nabongo Shitawa, took up the royal spears. The line of kings continued, passing from father to son through the Abashitsetsi clan, just as it had for centuries. Each new Nabongo inherited the duty to care for the Wanga people and their traditions. But the world was changing fast. When Kenya won its independence from the British, the new government did not recognize the old kingdoms. The great political power of the Nabongo faded. The kingdom that once stretched across the land became a cherished memory, its authority now resting in the hearts of the Wanga people, not in the laws of the new nation. Today, the Wanga Kingdom lives on. The current king, Nabongo Peter Mumia II, is a respected elder and a guardian of Wanga culture. He doesn't rule with armies or make laws for the country, but he leads his people in cultural ceremonies, resolves disputes, and works to preserve the rich history and traditions of the Wanga.